It really doesn't matter how reflux friendly or low acid your diet is. If you are not thinking about your nervous system and your vagus nerve, you're missing out on a huge piece of the puzzle when it comes to reflux prevention. And so many of our one-on-one clients come to us feeling like they've been on a low acid diet, they've restricted the triggers for months, they've seen all of these different specialists and no one had any idea how to help them. They've tried all these supplements, but they're still having reflux after eating or in between meals. And this is a really common scenario when we are neglecting the nervous system. So this video might be a little bit of tough love for some of you, but I was in this same exact place. So I can remember standing in the grocery store, rereading the label of a box of crackers, feeling so confused as to which ingredients were causing my reflux. I would get reflux after a meal and immediately associate that meal or that food with reflux, even when it was like my safe food. So things like oatmeal or cantaloupe or toast, rice, things that were super basic and alkaline, I was starting to associate this food as causing my symptoms. And I was constantly on the search for the food that was causing my symptoms, or if I could just take out one more food, maybe that would resolve my reflux. And I was thinking about this all wrong. And I can remember the very next day I was at breakfast with my mom and I ordered something that was typically very safe for me. It was oatmeal and eggs, just super plain, something that I ate every day and usually tolerated fine. And I got a reflux symptom right after. And I, in that moment, realized that it wasn't actually the food causing my symptoms. It was actually the fact that I was neglecting this whole other side of my health. And by hyper focusing on the food and kind of having my blinders on to the other areas of my health, I was totally neglecting my nervous system. I had a ton of food anxiety, and both of these things were really contributing to my continued GERD symptoms. So if you're new here, my name is Molly. I struggled with GERD for over 10 years, and I started this YouTube channel to provide evidence-based and actionable strategies to help you overcome reflux. And today I'm a registered dietitian. I have my master's in nutrition science, and I help other people overcome reflux with my private practice, with my course, with my app. So if you're new here, you definitely want to subscribe down below for weekly uploads that could help you overcome your reflux and optimize your gut health. So the other thing I realized that morning when I was having the oatmeal and I got reflux afterwards was that my reflux was actually not being caused in that moment by the oatmeal. It was actually being caused by my underlying reflux condition. So I was refluxing after each meal because I had gastroesophageal reflux disease and I was not addressing my root causes, which I go into full detail on my root causes and what caused my reflux in this video here where I share how I overcame GERD. But for the sake of today's video, one major piece of my puzzle was actually healing my nervous system and supporting my vagus nerve. You're probably wondering right now, what are my root causes? I wish I knew my root causes of reflux and GERD, and I know how frustrating that is. So be sure to stay till the end of this video because I will share with you a free resource to help you understand a little bit more about your root causes and how you can start getting to the bottom of your reflux issue. So I had been demonizing food. My food anxiety was off the charts. My overall anxiety was off the charts because I just kept thinking about the long-term consequences of my reflux. And I was very stuck in this thought pattern of thinking I'd have reflux forever. I was causing a lot of damage. And this was an extremely dysregulating thought. So on top of already being kind of an anxious person, I also had all this anxiety about reflux and the long-term consequences of my health and my medication. I was on PPIs and I had a lot of anxiety about what those were causing in my body. And so it really didn't matter how much I thought about the food and how much I changed my diet until I started to regulate my nervous system. I did not see progress in my reflux. And I'm going to explain why the vagus nerve is so critical for you to focus on if you're struggling with reflux. But here are some warning signs that vagus nerve issues or nervous system dysregulation could be a root cause of yours. If you notice a lot of anxiety around meal times, this could be a problem for you. Also, if you notice that your symptoms get worse with stress, if you have a heightened sensation of something stuck in your throat, heightened heartburn, throat pain, mucus production, coughing when you're stressed, this could be a sign that stress is a root cause for you, or vagus nerve issues could be a root cause for you. And then thirdly, if you notice that your symptoms are better during a time of joy or when you're feeling calm, this could be a signal that nervous system may be at play. One of my clients, Erin, she gave me permission to share this story, but every time she went on vacation, she was actually able to tolerate tons of different foods. Her reflux symptoms of feeling like something was stuck in her throat and throat burning, mucus production, heartburn, they almost went away or were drastically reduced when she was on vacation. And so here is why the vagus nerve is absolutely critical to focus on if you are struggling with reflux. Your gut and brain are connected via something called the enteric nervous system. And this nervous system is the connection between your digestion and your emotional health. And one really key aspect of your enteric nervous system is called the vagus nerve. This important nerve controls the flow of digestion through your GI tract. It actually controls the opening and closing of the valves in your GI tract. So that lower esophageal sphincter and the post-pyloric sphincter, those can malfunction if you are chronically in a state of fight or flight, if you've had a time of extreme stress or trauma, or even if you have a nerve issue where you were in some sort of a head trauma. I've definitely had people come to me after a car accident, after a chiropractor adjustment, and potentially my thought is maybe their vagus nerve may have been disrupted. We really need more research on the physical disruption of our nerves and reflux, but just something to consider there. So not only can that lower esophageal sphincter not close or open at the right times, and that can contribute to a lot of flow of stomach contents back up into the esophagus, we also know that stress and nervous system dysregulation can cause the active mechanical acid reflux, that movement of your stomach contents upwards. Since the vagus nerve controls your motility, it's really, really key that we focus on overall nervous system support to support that healthy flow of digestion down and not up. When you're in a constant state of fight or flight, your body gets the message essentially that digestion's not that important right now. We're gonna put blood flow towards our limbs. We're going to down-regulate digestive enzyme production, stomach acid production, not that important. So when you're in that chronic state of stress, you're not in the rest and digest side of your nervous system. The rest and digest side, the parasympathetic side of your nervous system, that is where you can really optimally digest your food. And that's where stomach acid production is going to be ideal for your body. Digestive enzyme production is going to be adequate to digest your nutrients. And so that rest and digest is what we're trying to cultivate. I mentioned that the vagus nerve can also contribute to motility issues. One other way that your digestive system can respond to nervous system dysregulation or chronic stress, other than reflux, is constipation. In the opposite direction, you can also have really rapid motility during times of high stress. So if you've noticed lots of diarrhea or liquidy stools, things moving just right through you during a time of high stress, this could also indicate that your motility may be impacted by your level of stress or nervous system activation. Whenever a client comes to me, it is of the utmost priority that we not only get really clear on your individualized nutrition needs with an individualized and personalized nutrition plan that also includes evidence-based supplementation to help you find relief and soothe irritation, but we are also really focusing on identifying where is your stress coming from? Where are some signs of nervous system dysregulation, and how can we incorporate daily systems and habits to help you manage stress? Because we're never going to be able to eliminate stress from our lives, but the goal is to help your body become more resilient and reduce that total baseline level of stress so that your digestion functions the correct way and you can prevent reflux. If you are tired of reflux symptoms and feeling stressed about the long-term consequences of these symptoms and your medications, I definitely recommend taking a look at our Reflux Relief Quiz. This is a free quiz that can help you identify what are some things that might be impacting your reflux symptoms and what are some next steps that might be helpful for you. So tap down below in the description of this video to take our free Reflux Relief Quiz. And you're also going to want to check out our common root causes of reflux video right here, where I outline a few common root causes of reflux that I see all the time in our practice. Be sure to subscribe down below, like this video, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.